Good morning, world. Happy Friday. This video is coming to you from the Seed Hut, the nursery, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, we got seedlings. Everything's doing great. One issue with my previous thing is all my labels were on these, and now they're too tall for the top, so I had to transfer all of the labels to the side right there. Well, if you're looking for like a really aggressive plant just to have fun with, this one's the obvious winner. It is huge. That is the blue stringless green pod. Even the basil's doing great. The thyme even came up in the back there. All the tiny seeds are doing amazing. This is my favorite part of the season, honestly, is this step right here. I even have some outside. I'm not sure if we can focus on out there. I have another one outside with just some cover crop seed that I'm testing out. See how it does around here. Well, that's all I got for this morning, I guess. Amazing seedlings. Okay, I guess there's actually one more thing here. So we got a couple mutants. So this one right here only has a single half leaf. I checked and there's no sign of like caterpillars or anything like that, or moths. This one here, you see that it's way behind the others, but the stalk diameter is the same. When I pulled off these clear containers, you see how there's moisture here? The leaves were pressing up against, and when I pulled it off, they actually ripped the leaves right off. However, it is bouncing back, as you can see there. Not an issue. We have the same thing happen to this one here, and it also bounced back. So, another lesson, I guess, is plants are extraordinarily resilient. Like lizards, can rip a limb off, they'll just grow one again. Alright, so it's time to give a mini tour of what I've been doing out by the nursery slash seed house. I think I had a video of us making one of these surrounds with tires, and probably over there by the main cabin for the apricot house, but this is what I'm doing. 5-gallon bucket inside, soil mulch on top like 6 inches, and a shrub. Justin the gardener is no longer welcome, so we got this fence shroud. It hugs the tires, stands up to the wind. I'm going to come back in and drop some sand around the blue bucket. The reason for that is it's still a little cold, so I'm just doing that to help with insulating it overnight. It won't even matter in the spring. Over here I got another one, exact same thing done. And then one right here. Bianca was very kind and hooked me up with about a 2-foot by 4-foot raised container that I'm currently using for just dumping the garden soil in it. I have that because cats like to dig in stuff and use it as a bathroom. No thank you. This is just an old reclaimed plastic container, and I use some wood dividers here just to separate my sphagnum moss from my tree or shrub mix, which is just heavy organic matter. I got all these tires from my neighbors a while back to help with some wind issues underneath the cabin, and ended up not using them, so that's why I'm kind of like the tire theme around here, is I have a lot of them, and I'm just trying to figure out ways to essentially use them that helps me out. You might laugh at this one here. It's the Insta Shelf. It's just tires and lumber. So I got a tire on the ground to raise it up like 6 or 8 inches. Then I have just 2x4s spanning across to another tire. Then I have 3 tires as spacers for the shelf or underneath the bench. Then I just have some 1xs lined across the top for this one here. Now, this is probably my most favorite thing I've done. I can't believe how instantaneous it is. I always go overboard building like full shelves you could set engines on and stuff with 4x4s and 2x4s, and this just works. I mean, It's just a garden area. I need surfaces to do stuff on. Doesn't need to be fancy at all. I mean, in the past I've set a door across a couple sawhorses, and it was a table for way too long. Okay, moving on. I have here my seed planting supplies. They're tucked away because it's super windy, but these are just like my 4-inch pots for transplants. I have here some domes that, oh nice, it's already got some rain the past couple days here. Just a second here. Make use of every bit of water you can in the desert, let me tell you. Okay. Got these seedling trays here. This is pretty much just my plant propagation area, alright? I'm trying to get stuff going here. Just gotta do it. Fertilizer, organic, more pots. These are for tarps. I haven't used those yet. I have Jelly Belly snacks. 2 batteries here. I found these boxes at Walmart for like 10 bucks. Super good deal, I think, because I was really worried about just the battery shorting out. They're not deep cycle marine, so what that means is the contact points are pretty much flush with the bottom of the battery. They're not raised up and isolated. So if there was standing water across the top surface of the battery, there is a high chance it'll blow up in your face. These boxes allow me to keep them weatherproofed, and they even have some pass-throughs for wires. So I got these hooked up. Pretty soon I'm gonna have the solar panel, which I made just like the world's most quick hinge system on. Gonna have them hooked up to a charge controller, going to the battery system, and then drawn from the battery system to an inverter inside the nursery. The reason is because I have heating pads, and in order to supplement your growing season, or whatever you want to call it, you sometimes need electricity. So 1 solar panel, couple batteries should do it. My heating pads are only 15 watt draw, really light on the electrical load, so that's not even a problem. That'll be coming soon, but it's pretty much all in place. All I did was I nailed one here to the top, and then it's on a hinge right here, so it can catch the sun. I still need to add some sort of catch system that allows it to basically be at an angle and then stay there. Other than that, the shelf system continues on. This is 2x6s, 2x4s, another stack over there, and this is just all my catch-all now. And we have cover crop, cover crop, cover crop, strawberry. This is the hay pile, or the mulch pile. If you look way back in one of my first videos, this is where we kept the chickens when we first got them outside, and it's now been designated the mulch area. You can see I got another stand over here. I was thinking about continuing the shelf over here, but I don't know. I might just start another one, have it coming across like this. We'll see what happens. You know, I've got a lot of space, got a lot of planting to do. And that's what I got so far. Quick and dirty, you know? How do you give yourself a space? Start stacking tires, start slinging lumber across. It's getting there. Alright, well I kind of glossed over this like giant elephant in the room here. What is this? It's a cheap plastic tray, shelf system. It's currently upside down. I have plenty of shelf space, but I don't have a lot of seedling tray space right now for some experimenting I'm doing. So I figured the underneath side of the shelf has perfect little ribs in it that make really nice dividers. And if we look like up at this one, I don't know how good we can see it. I can't really focus, but there's little holes in it that I poked with a hot nail. And I have in here a bunch of cover crop planted. I'm just trying to see, you know, how good it can get, if it can grow, what the different things do. I have it soaked here. This is outside, obviously, in nature. That's mainly what I'm trying to see, is if I can sow cover crop right now at this time of year when it's very cold. And if so, how well does it do? things like that, right? I got these styrofoam leftover pieces of insulation from the inside, and I just basically am laying them on top to help maintain some of the moisture, or retain some of the moisture inside here. The wind comes whipping through and it really dries this out quick, so I'm just hoping that helps out a little. And so yeah, I just put these pieces of insulation here, and then I grab my weight and set it across. And that's going to do until I can make some sort of fancy schmancy shroud or enclosure or something like that. Yep. I apparently also have some asparagus that I need to plant still. I'm so behind. Planting. It's that time of year. You know, I wait for it, bored out of my mind, cabin fever with the snow, with the winter, with everything, and now here I am, beautiful day. I should be planting stuff. So should you. It's Friday. Go plant something. Happy weekend.